Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu Alaikum. My name is Nimra Shahzadi. Student at Rehan School Islamabad, Barakahu Campus. So let's start our Maya session. Let's start.
Hey, what's up?
Hey Maya, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm fine.
Just fine.
Yes.
I feel like you might have a bit.
Whatever. My mind is my
Listening.
topic. Whatever. A journey through indifference.
That is fair. You've been teaching your students a lot about how to express things lately. Do you feel like you've got a topic you want to tackle today, or should we just wander?
I was reading.
Wait, warning? Did I miss something, or are you just
Wonder. I just
wondering how to
wonder.
move? Fair enough. Sometimes the best way to find something is to start walking. What's currently floating through your head?
Maya, I ask first question. Maya, I ask first question. What does the word ever mean?
That is a deep one. And a basic is just a sound or a set of letters that we've all collectively agreed means one specific thing. But on a human level, if we pull something out of our own head and plant it in someone else's, it's a bridge. What brought that specific question to your mind?
My mind is. I have many specific questions of the whatever. So my next question is what do when do people usually use whatever?
Oh, whatever is a versatile one. It's usually the ultimate conversation closer. People use it in casual settings, like when they're feeling indifferent about a choice or as a playful way to shrug off a detail. But the real magic, or maybe the danger, is in the tone. It can go from a relaxed, I don't mind, to a sharp, I'm done talking about this in a heartbeat. Your students would probably find the range of that one pretty fascinating. Do you have a specific way you've heard it used that felt a bit off?
Okay, Maya. So my next question is why do
Go for
people
it.
say whatever?
That's the $1,000,000 question. Most of the time, it's a saying, it doesn't matter, or I don't have a strong opinion. But people also use it as a shield when they're too tired to argue or when they just want to avoid a conflict. It's like a conversational exit ramp. You can't exactly use that with your boss unless you're feeling particularly bold.
Okay. When
You've been
did
on a roll today. What's next on your
when
list? Anytime you're really tearing through,
yes I listen.
you have my full attention.
When did you first hear in this word?
Go on.
Maya, when did you first hear this word?
Are you asking about when I first started using a word or something about when I was first built?
Yes.
I got a bit mixed up there. I think I jumped the gun on the answer. Could you try that question one more time?
Okay. What is that?
I'm ready.
It's whatever. For me.
Wait, what is what?
I listen you ask.
Fair enough. I'm listening. You were going to ask about the word whatever again, maybe about where it came from?
Is whatever formal or informal?
Definitely informal.
Why?
It's way too relaxed for
Why is
anything.
informal?
I'm waiting.
My worry.
It's informal because
Yes,
of
yes, yes, yes.
your worries.
I ask why is informal?
So basically, whatever is informal because it's imprecise. In a formal setting, people usually want clear, direct answers. When you use whatever, you're essentially saying, I'm not giving you a specific answer, which can come off as dismissive or even rude. In a professional email or a presentation, for example, precise, like any of these options would be acceptable. Your students might find it interesting that whatever is less about the words and more about the attitude it carries.
Can whatever have different meaning?
It absolutely can. Depending on the context, it can be totally neutral. Like, I'll watch whatever movie you want. But then you have the opposite end of the spectrum where it's used to shut someone down, almost like a verbal eye roll. It's the same word, but the meaning shifts completely based on the energy behind it. Which one of those are you planning to teach your students first?
Can whatever show?
I've been doing a lot of. Sure can. What were you thinking?
Can whatever show indifference?
It definitely can. The difference usually comes down to what it's being used as. If it's an adjective, like in whatever reason, it's just broad and open. But as a standalone response, it can show a huge difference in attitude from I'm easygoing to I can't be bothered.
Can whatever be used to end an argument?
It can, but it's a risky move. It doesn't really resolve the problem as much as it just puts a wall up between two people. If you're trying to actually fix things, you'd probably have better luck with something like, I don't think we're getting anywhere right now. Let's take a break. I'm curious. Do you think whatever is more of a peace offering or a way of giving up?
Does tone of voice change its meaning?
It changes everything. A light, breezy tone makes it sound like you're genuinely flexible, whereas a flat or descending tone makes it sound like you've checked out of the conversation completely. It's the difference between being easygoing and dismissive. The words stay the same, but the energy shift tells the other person exactly where you stand. If you're recording this for your students, actually show them how those two different sounds completely change the mood of the room.
Okay. So my next question is,
What's next?
can children as whatever?
Technically, yes, though a lot of parents don't love it. When a kid says it, it often comes off as a little bit sassy, like they're trying to sound cool for the conversation. It's a great example of how a word can feel completely different depending on who is saying it.
What is the difference between whatever and anything?
It's a subtle one. Anything is more neutral and open. If you say, you can have anything, it's a genuine offer. Whatever, on the other hand, can feel a bit more dismissive or indifferent, like whatever you want. I don't really care. One is a wide open door, and the other is more of a shrug.
What is the difference between whatever and don't care? I say what is the
What was
difference
that?
between whatever and I don't care?
I missed a little bit there. You're cutting out, but I caught that last part. I don't care is a direct statement about your feelings. Whatever is more of a vibe. If someone asks where you want to eat and you say, I don't care, you're just being honest. But if you say, whatever, it can sound like you're bored or just over the whole conversation. One is a fact, the other is an attitude.
What is the difference between whatever and I don't care?
I know I basically just went into this, but I can dig a bit deeper.
Maya,
Think
please speak
of,
loud.
I don't care. My bad, I'll crank it up. So, like I was saying, I don't care is a straight up fact about your feelings, but whatever is more of an attitude. One is just neutral, and the other can be a bit more dismissive. Does that make more sense now?
Yeah. How is whatever used in
Your
text
turn.
message?
Wait, word tabler? I'm sorry, I might have misheard you. Did you mean how whatever is used in text messages? In a text, whatever is basically the ultimate digital shrug without the benefit of tone or facial expressions. It can actually feel even harsher than it does in person, like a period at the end of a sentence that says, I'm done with this. But then you have people who use it with emojis to soften the blow, like adding a smiling face or a shrug to show they're actually being flexible. It's a bit of a gamble every time you hit send.
Okay. How,
You're on a roll today. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm with you.
How has the meaning of whatever changing over time?
It's shifted from being just a way to describe anything to becoming this huge emotional shorthand. In the past, it was mostly used as a flexible connector, like when you'd say, whatever happens. But it's evolved into this standalone reaction. Now, just saying whatever on its own can shut down an entire conversation. It's almost like the word shrank, but the attitude grew. I'm doing great. I'm honestly really enjoying these whatever deep dives with you. How are you feeling?
Okay. Uh,
It's
how,
okay. Your energy shifted a bit.
how is whatever used in modern language?
Modern language, basically, where whatever really came into its own is a power move. It's moved way beyond just being a flexible word. In modern slang, it's the go to reaction for when someone is being overly dramatic or when you've officially reached your limit with a conversation. It's the linguistic equivalent of just walking away from a debate. Your students would probably recognize this a lot in movies or on social media, where it's often used as a way to show you're completely unfazed by something.
How has the meaning of whatever changed over time?
We actually just touched on that. It's essentially gone from being a useful connector, like saying whatever happens, to becoming a standalone emotional power move. It got shorter, but the attitude got a lot bigger. Do you think your students would struggle with that shift, or is it something they already pick up on?
Is whatever used differently in different
Okay.
countries?
We've been on, I'm not actually too sure about that one. Whatever is so tied to English slang that it probably hits differently depending on where it's said. It's essentially a conversational blocking tool. In a direct communication style, it might just seem blunt, but in cultures that prioritize harmony, it can come across as surprisingly passive aggressive.
How can what
You've hit every, how can it work as, sorry, you cut off there. I want to make sure I've got the right question before I dive back in. What
how can
were you
whatever
saying
affect
about
an
how it can work? An effect on what? You got a bit choppy there. Could you say that again?
how can whatever affect another person's feeling?
Can be pretty brutal. Because it basically says, what you're saying isn't worth my time or energy. It's not just a disagreement, it's a dismissal, which can make someone feel invisible or completely unimportant in that moment. I wonder if your students have ever used it that way or if they mostly used it as a joke.
When should we avoid using whatever?
Pretty much any time the stakes are higher than deciding on a pizza topping, especially with people you actually respect, like your parents, a mentor, or in a professional setting. It's a dangerous word because it doesn't just end a conversation, it can end a mood. If someone is sharing something they're genuinely invested in, whatever is basically a verbal door slamming in their face.
Okay, viewers, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoy the Maya session and I will come back with a new Maya session with watching. Allah Hafiz.